Welcome to Earthwatch. This week we're coming to you from the majestic Table Mountain, one of the 7 natural wonders in the world. And a little later, coming up in our show, we'll take a look at the Honorary Ranger program, which helps keep nature reserves like this one in the wonderful shape that they're in. But first, there are currently over 7 billion people occupying our planet, and it's putting a huge amount of strain on the Earth's resources. Already in Cape Town alone, we're filling nearly 1,000 Olympic-sized swimming pools with waste each year, and it's just not sustainable. But what can we do about it? Take a look. Taking out the rubbish, a daily chore that's become part of our lives.
A lot of people don't actually know where their waste goes. So once they put it into their wheelie bin and they put it on the curb, that's it. That's the last they actually see of their waste, think of their waste. It's gone.
But what if we told you that in the next 5 years, your municipal rates are likely to skyrocket? And it's your rubbish that'll drive the rates up. The country's landfill sites are close to capacity. Experts predict by 2020 they'll be full. And solving that problem is going to be costly for all of us.
Cape Town is looking at a regional landfill site, but essentially for general ratepayer, what that actually is going to mean is that our rates are going to quadruple, because essentially the regional landfill site is going to be 50 k's out of Cape Town. So we need to transport our waste there, which means additional transport costs. That gets translated directly to each individual. And that's not just here, that's in South Africa in general.
In Cape Town alone, we're generating 1.6 million tons of waste a year, all destined for the landfill. That amount of rubbish will fill almost 1,000 Olympic-sized swimming pools or cover 34 rugby fields 10 meters deep. And Cape Town is home to around 4 million people, just a fraction of the world's population. The Earth is just not able to sustain the pressure we're putting it under. Those in the know believe it's now time to design waste out of our lives.
We need to really make people understand recycling is not good enough. A lot of people come to us and say, but we do our bit, we do recycle. Recycling will not ever be enough, because recycling is what we call an end-of-pipe solution. You have a waste problem already, and what you do is you try to mitigate the problem. That's what recycling is all about. So unless you not really prevent the impact, I'm afraid you're not doing much.
One of the environment's biggest enemies are chemicals and cleaning products, so that's a good place for us to start working on our waste footprint.
I can share with you that there is a supermarket that has a green range, which has very good cleaning products, which also fulfill those kind of specifications. But you can start look at the basics, what should not be in a cleaning chemical. Certain things like formaldehyde shouldn't be in a cleaning chemical.
Changing the chemicals you use, being more aware of a product's packaging, and thinking twice before you buy another cell phone or electronic gadget will all help reduce your waste output. But environmentalists say we should aim for zero waste, and they believe it's possible.
For us, waste basically means it's either environmentally unintelligent product design or it's inefficient use of the product. That equals for us waste. So if you can cut on both corners, if you can avoid stupid product that creates waste, and if you can use the product properly so it doesn't generate waste in the production, in the operation, you are a long way on the road to zero waste to landfill.
So there is something positive we can all do to try help the planet deal with our waste.
So while Amy is up there, we thought we'd take a better look at Table Mountain from down here. Moving on, and the SANParks Honourary Ranger program has become an essential part of the running of our national parks. These dedicated men and women donate their time and their expertise to help out where they can. And they've even managed to raise millions of rands for SANParks. We spent the day with the Table Mountain Honourary Rangers to find out exactly what it entails.
From keeping visitors safe on Table Mountain with dog patrols to helping manage the declining numbers of the African penguin population and removing graffiti from rocks, Honorary Rangers are unsung heroes. They quietly donate their time and money to keep our country beautiful, and their tasks are not always glamorous.
Like, for instance, Here in Table Mountain National Park, we have got various projects, like boardwalk project. We're fixing boardwalks for them that they don't have to go up all the time and do it themselves. We help with alien clearing where we can, and all sorts of other different projects which are on our list.
The Honorary Ranger program contributes around 44 million rands worth of support to SANParks each year. And the volunteers agree the rewards are worth the effort.
Personal satisfaction. You put something back into the park. You love conservation. And from my personal feeling, it feels always great when you achieve something, go out there and make a difference.
Everybody tells their own stories about why they signed up.
Well, I had a bad experience. I went to Kruger National Park a few years ago, and I personally experienced the poaching problem. We saw a lovely rhino one day, and the next morning we found it next to the road, dead. It was about 2.5 years ago. Got back to Cape Town and decided that's it, I'm joining.
The fight against poaching is one of the programme's priorities countrywide, not just in the Kruger Park. And every little bit can help, even dropping a rand or two in a collection tin.
We try to put out as many tins as we can, collection tins with chains and so forth at all the outlets, and hopefully people put their loose change in there. And then Diane and I go and collect all these tins, and we spend hours counting it and banking it. It's quite frustrating, but it's fun at the same time.
The Honorary Ranger program is this year celebrating its 50th year in existence, and SANParks says it couldn't function half as well without them.
They're just a band of absolutely dedicated people, and people who are involved in our national parks because they want to be involved, but they're not seeking any kind of financial reward for them.
If you're interested in becoming an Honorary Ranger, visit the website at www.sanparksvolunteers.org.
Well, as you saw there, the Honorary Ranger program is essential to keeping many of our precious natural heritage sites running smoothly. Is it something you'd consider doing? We'd love to hear from you. Email us on earthwatch@enca.com or tweet us at earthwatch_ENCA. Moving further afield now to see what's making eco-news headlines around the world. Mozambique has missed a deadline to submit a report to the Convention on International Trade in Endangered Species and could face a trade ban or sanctions. Mozambique and Vietnam have been recognized as the world's worst offenders in the illegal trade of rhino horn. The Hague has recently hosted a world summit on nuclear security. World leaders from 53 countries have asked for more action to be taken to get nuclear power out of the hands of civilians. The Institute for Environmental Security fears nuclear energy is becoming more popular as a source of energy, which is undermining the hazardous environmental risks. According to experts, an apple-sized portion of plutonium found in nuclear devices can kill or wound hundreds of thousands of people if detonated. Kenya is encouraging people to recycle their electronics by showing the financial benefits. A study has revealed that 1 million cell phones can yield 24 kilograms of gold, 250 kilograms of silver, and 9 tons of copper. One Kenyan company has taken government's requests seriously and has set up containers across the country to collect discarded electronics.
These days, everyone's in a rush to get to where they need to be. But did you know that just by driving at the speed limit, you can actually save up to 33% of your fuel spend? Now, with the price of petrol being what it is, that's nothing to be sniffed at. Here's some other tips of how you can save money and the environment on the road.
No matter what kind of car you drive, the first thing you can do to cut petrol consumption is clean out your car and boot. Any added weight makes your car's engine work harder, so sports equipment, gym bags and prams are all hurting your fuel economy. Maintaining your car well will keep the engine in good shape and end up saving you money at the fuel pumps, so each time you fill up, check your oil and water levels and don't skip services. While you're at the garage, have them check your tyres too. Inflate them to the higher end of the manufacturer's recommended range of tyre pressure. Properly inflated tyres have less contact with the road, which means they encounter less friction. This can increase fuel efficiency by up to 3%. Next time you're stuck in a queue at the drive-thru or in roadworks, turn off your engine instead of idling for lengthy periods. By having the engine switched off even for a short period, you'll save more fuel than is lost from the burst of fuel involved in restarting the engine. And lastly, accelerate gently to avoid high revs. To maintain low revs in manual cars, you should change up through the gears as soon as the car is comfortable with the next higher gear.
Well, we're so grateful to everybody who sent footage into Earthwatch, and here is this week's viewer submission. Robin Sandberg captured this footage while visiting Cape Point Nature Reserve.
So the problem is you open the door to let that one out and see it's getting aggressive. Whoa!
These visitors are trying to get a rather stubborn baboon out of their car.
So you've actually got to just open all of the doors and just let it get bored.
Making a mad dash out the window, clutching a handbag, the baboon thinks he's gotten away with the loot.
Now he's going to chase it, it's going to run away with his bag. Now he's never going to see his bag again. He's not going to see that bag again. Unless he's lucky and it drops it by accident.
Nerves and persistence win in the end.
Oh, he dropped it. He got it.
Well, that's it for Earthwatch for now. We've had great fun bringing you your weekly dose of environmental news and green tips, and we hope you've enjoyed it as much as we have. For now, though, here are the adorable faces of the Zooborns. Till next time, take care.